What's up, people? I'm finna talk about some real shit in this video. If you can't handle the heat, get the fuck out the kitchen, alright? Basically, if you can't handle the truth that I'm saying in this fucking video, deuces. Now, we finna get real deep in this video, y'all. I'm finna talk about what everybody else would like to talk about, want to talk about. They just don't have the balls to do it, all right? And that's one thing you get about my channel is I don't give a fuck what somebody else think, as long as it's the fucking truth. Now, as you guys can see, I just got up, you know, I'm not gonna say every day, but every now and then I wake up, I walk to the store, you know, I have a car, so I even have a bike. But I walk to the store, aka gas station, right here, you know, get myself a blunt, you know, a few things that I need for the crib, you know, maybe a snack. This is like a ritual that I do because, as you guys can see, it looks like a fucking park walking up here. You know, you get good air, great air, I should say. And not only that, sometimes a walk is good. That's why some people get fat, some people get out of shape and shit, because they're not realizing those walks that they used to take, even if it's fucking 5 minutes away, they stopped doing it. You know, they deviated from that. And I just want the people to know that I can kill 2-3 birds with one stone. Make a video, you know, get a little bit of walking in, and I exercise every day, but you know, this is just frost on top of the cake, I guess. But I know you guys are like, you know, fuck your regimen, fuck what you have to say. Let's talk about the title of this video. So, I just want all the people out there to know this, okay? When it comes down to your bitch, your female, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, before I tell you anything else in this video, just know that a lot of girls like getting hit. And it's not the actual pain that they like getting hit, you guys. It's not the actual, you know, the abuse. Oh, and I'm going to say that in a minute. Because there's a difference between hitting a girl and abusing a girl. All right? Now, some people might call me a woman beater, whatever. But just know I was the guy that grew up telling everybody, you know, you a bitch if you hit a female. Only a weak man will hit a female. And just know that I thought about that my whole life, you guys. It kills me to say what I'm saying now. But I can't deviate from the truth. Because a lot of people have been hit before in a relationship. They never tell their family members. You dig? Because they don't want their family members to be in a whole nother situation. And most family members got problems already. So you tell your family members you got hit, it's just another fucking problem. Okay? But back to what the fuck I was saying. When I say a lot of these girls like to get hit. And I said it's not the physical pain. But bitches, they like to get set straight, you know? Us being a man, we have to set a woman straight, y'all. And women will test you until death for you to set them straight. And it's several ways you can set a woman straight without putting your hands on her. That's why I always say putting your hands on a female, it's the last thing you want to do. Yeah, you guys, I'm finna get real deep in this video, and I'm basically, before I hit you with the bang shebang bang, you have to get the little things out the way. Because people don't realize, people just say, oh, just talk about it already. I don't do that shit because I know for a fact you have to build with the little things first. Whenever you build a house, you guys, a big house, it takes the little things. You have to map out, paint the picture of the house. It's the little things that leads you to the big things, okay? So hear me out. Before you guys bash me and say, oh, this guy's a woman beater. You guys say, oh, this guy hits woman, he's weak. What some of you dumb motherfuckers don't know is sometimes some bitches look at it the other way around. If you don't smack them up, you're weak. So you might think that way, but your bitch don't. Why you think some girls stay with guys who smacks them up? And they leave the guy who never smacks them up, you know, you never argue, none of that shit. Why you think you get left with your dick in your hands? Okay, that because she tested you. She kind of wanted you to smack her up, if not at the very least set her straight. And you're just so much of a pussy, you can't even do it. Man, I've had girls tell me in the past that, damn, a lot of these dudes is too afraid to even smack a bitch. And you know what? When I first heard that, keep in mind at that time, I was in a frame of mind where it's like, I'm not hitting no bitch ever, you know, because I used to be the type of person that think about moms, think about sisters. I'm the oldest of 9 kids, so I had to take into account that I have a lot of sisters, y'all. I have to take into account that they're getting hit. I have family members in this shit too, you guys. But once I got older, I said, damn, a female is telling me this, that she wants to get smacked up. So I'ma just get deep the best way I can get deep. All right. So back to what I was saying. Okay. It's a difference between hitting a girl and abusing her. Now, let me tell you a difference between hitting a girl and abusing her. Abusing her is smacking her or fucking her up whenever she says something to get under your skin. You guys, I think personally, females are mentally stronger than men. Okay? Than most men, because I don't think every bitch that I've dated is mentally stronger than me. But what I can say is every bitch know how to test your buttons. They know how to get under your skin. They know how to make you want to smack them. But only a weak man will smack a bitch out of anger. Okay? You're supposed to, I'm not even gonna say smack a bitch, because me personally, I wouldn't just smack a bitch, but I'll slam her. I might smack her on the butt a few times, let her know every time you feel like you're gonna get out of line with me, you're gonna feel pain. That's not abusing the bitch. Abusing the bitch is just smacking her for no reason. Abusing the bitch is just smacking her because you think she's cheating on you. Abusing the bitch is, you know, she's going to her moms, her peoples with black eyes. It's a difference between punishment and abusing your girl. Even Christianity thinks I'm right about the situation, because if you ever heard of this, it's something called domestic discipline. Don't you know Christians do this shit? It's called domestic discipline. Yeah, they're not smacking their bitch in the face, but they put their bitch on their knee and they hit them in the butt a few times. These are facts, okay? And don't get it twisted. And I'm going to keep going back to the point, because I want you guys to feel me, that me growing up, I didn't believe in none of this shit. I thought putting your hands on a female was pussy shit. But it's not, okay? Don't hurt your female to the point where, like, this is my thing. I don't even smack a bitch, but one thing I will do, I'll give a bitch a bear hug. And some of these bitches like it. Let me give you an example. I had this one homegirl. She's always bitch about, you know, her guy be putting his hands on her and shit. But he was abusing her. Like, he's the type of motherfucker, he'll sock his bitch in the face like 6 times. That's abusing. And I remember one time, I told her, I said, you know, I'm not gonna even lie, some of you girls asked for it. I would never put my hands on the bitch to the point where she got black eyes and shit, but I'll slam a bitch, I'll bear hug a bitch, you dig? And the bitch told me, she said, you know, I would like that, okay? Because females love when you set them straight, okay? I'm not trying to turn no man to abuser, I'm just telling y'all the truth, all right? Now, understand that certain females, this is astonishing to them, because they grew their whole life not getting hit. You know, they grew their whole life, not even their mom getting hit. So they don't know nothing about the situation, okay? Until they run to a dude that might check them one time, and then they're crying for domestic violence and shit like that, where most of the time you ask for it. Now, before I leave this video, I'm going to tell you the reasons why you should check a bitch. Because it's not just any reason. It's the difference between checking a bitch because you're mentally weak yourself and checking a bitch because she's begging for it. If a bitch is begging to be checked, like a lot of bitches do, you have to give her what she's asking for. You have to, okay? But let me explain the difference between checking your bitch and abusing her. I'm not done with that yet. Abusing a bitch, is public domestic violence. It's like if you smack your bitch in public in front of everybody, you shouldn't do that. I'm not agreeable when it comes down to smacking your bitch in public. All right, I don't agree with that shit. All right, I'm just gonna say that shit now. But I will tell a bitch in her ear, you know, you got something coming when we get back home. All right, because nobody should know that you smacking your bitch up. Okay, if your bitch is smart enough to understand she did something wrong, she shouldn't even tell nobody. Okay, it don't even have to be a smack to the face. You guys should just listen. You can give her a hard listen. As men, we know when we smacking a bitch on her ass, ask some fun shit, and when we smacking a bitch on her ass so she can feel it. Okay, like me personally, I wouldn't even. My bitch know the difference between a playful ass smack and a serious ass smack. Okay, like bitch, just know if you keep getting out of line, that smack is going to turn into something worse. I'm going to grab a belt or something, and I'm going to completely discipline you. All right? But some people don't understand this simple term. Some people don't understand how simplistic this shit is. Because believe it or not, fellas, a lot of women leave relationships because the guy is too fearful, too scary, basically, to check them when they're wrong. And a lot of times females do shit wrong deliberately to see if you have the balls to check them. Now back to what I was saying. What warrants a check? Number one. Number two, what will a bitch, in my opinion, this is the best way to say this. What will a bitch have to do for me to check her? All right? Number one, you doing something that you know I don't like. Okay? Bitches, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Whether you, and before I even say that, let me say this. Sometimes you have to do these things in the initial stages. Sometimes you have to do this when you guys are just dating, because I like to do this when we're just dating because it's nothing new. All right, it's nothing new because at the end of the day, you will have to understand, bitch, that by the time we actually start being together, by the time I make you my girlfriend, none of this shit should be new to you. Okay, none of this shit is unexpected. And females understand that, y'all. They understand that, like, okay, he's not beating me because I know how to get up under his skin. He's just not even beating me. He's just setting me straight. Listen, y'all. Sometimes you don't have to hit a female. Sometimes you have to set them straight. And like I told you guys, sometimes it can lead up. It's several ways to set a woman straight without hitting them. Hitting them is the last thing you want to do. The ways I set my woman straight is silence. Women hate silence because some women love to argue. But remember, a woman cannot argue by themselves. It takes two to argue. It takes two to dance. Same shit, right? It takes two to fight. But you can Some bitches get a kick off arguing with you, but you can take that power from them. You guys got, excuse me, I just woke the fuck up. You guys don't, I don't edit shit. You guys could take that power away from them by simply just ignoring them. I mean everything. Ignoring everything she says. Ignore that shit. That's number one. When ignoring don't work, you could threaten the bitch, you know, maybe you have to leave a bitch for a few days. Just tell her, you know, I'm done. Okay? I'm done and I'm over with you. Of course it's not really over, but sometimes you just have to let a bitch know that so she can feel like, damn, is it really over? Give a bitch time to think. Then if none of that shit work, you might have to use some sort of physical punishment. Whether it's choking, slamming, bear hug. My two things is choking and slamming and bear hugging. That's my three things. I really don't believe in smacking the bitch. I'm not mad at no man for smacking the bitch, but I feel like smacking a girl is really the last thing you want to do because you can easily just slam her. And when you slam a bitch, she can't really say you hit her. You slammed her. But this video is longer than expected, so I want to say two more things before I get off. What warrants a bitch to be punished? Let me give you some examples. Like, let's say I'm talking to another man, and she decides to jump in and check me for what I'm saying to another man. Most of the time, bitches do this to see what you actually check them. That warrants a check. A bitch should never jump in, whether she agree or disagree. She should never jump in when you are talking to another man. Facts. Another example that warrants a physical punishment. What's another good one? Doing something. Females are smart enough and they know some of the things that you dislike. But like I said, some of the females do this shit on purpose, y'all. Some females do this shit on purpose. So if a female do something that you dislike, like fucking let's just say she smacks you, okay? That's another analogy. Let's just say some bitches just smack you just to see what the fuck you're gonna do about it. That's when you have to show her who's the stronger guy in this relationship. And a lot of women, they want to feel feminine, but they can't feel feminine if you acting like a bitch yourself, you know? They can't feel feminine if you acting like a bitch yourself. All right? That's why you have to be masculine, all right? And some of the most masculine people on earth have put their hands on their females before. I said this and I posted this before on my IG. I feel like 90% of every serious long relationship, keyword serious and long, have put their hands on their females at least once. At least once. Okay? It pays me to say this, you guys. I have sisters in this, mothers, brothers, all type of family members in this shit, you guys. And trust me when I say, I don't want to say this, but it's true. Sometimes you have to give your girl some type of physical punishment. All right? Now I have one more thing I want to talk about, and that was going to be it. Because I told myself I was going to talk about what warrants. I was going to give you guys some analogy of what warrants some type of physical punishment. But I'm going to tell you guys why it works. It works because sometimes a female needs, first of all, females love mixed emotions. Number two, it gives them a chance to release. It gives them a chance to release all that energy they had towards you, which is being bratty, you know, being a bitch on purpose. They can release all that energy by you simply disciplining them. Okay? Number three is, a lot of the girls, after you discipline them and you set them straight, I call it, they don't act up really. Why? It's because they know that if I test my man, it's gonna be some type of pain involved. So what I'm basically telling you guys, it keeps them on their toes. It keeps them it keeps me on thinking more. Let me give you guys an analogy. This is the last analogy I'm gonna give you guys before I leave. You know, when I was younger, let's just say I stole all the cookies. I stole everything I get my hands on. Cookies, you know, I was disrespectful, whatever. Let's just say my mom never whipped my ass or just never gave me some sort of punishment every time I did those things. Would I have stopped with the punishment and stealing the cookies? Would I have stopped without a punishment? It's the same thing with women. Marinate on that.